The Target sales really did me dirty here, so stay tuned to find out what I picked up here. Hey guys, it's Mandak coming at you with another haul video here. So welcome into haul video number 164, guys. Hope you're having a great day, week, month, and year as always. So as I mentioned, this is a huge haul. This is probably a month's worth of stuff. I feel like I always say that. But yeah, for this one, it definitely is like a month's, maybe over a month's worth of stuff that I've kind of accumulated here. So we'll go through all that here. But yeah, as I mentioned here, most, if not all, of the stuff was from Target. Some of the stuff is from Amazon. We got some stuff from Book Outlet One. So I'll kind of talk about where I got all the stuff here. But yeah, definitely stay tuned to see what I picked up here. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into these sections, starting as always with the comics. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to this haul video here. So as I normally do, I do want to go through what I've been reading this month, which honestly has been a lot. It's been a very hectic month. So yeah, I didn't really have a lot of time to sit down and do a lot of reading. But hopefully that will change here. I'm still on track to meet my Goodreads goal for this year. So I set 185 books for me to read, and I think I'm at like 150-ish or so. So I definitely should reach that mark by the end of the year here. But yeah, so we'll go through here what I've been reading. So I think where we left off last video is Sin City. So I have read pretty much the entirety of it. I still have one volume left to read, which I'm gonna try to hopefully finish today. So I've read volume 4, which was That Yellow Bastard, volume 5, which is Family Values, volume 6, which is Booze, Broads, and Bullets, which is the first volume that we kind of get a kind of like a bunch of short stories or like short issues that are like independent of each other, because up until this point each issue has kind of been like its own like separate story that's kind of like expanded on the whole mythos of the Sin City universe, right? Because we get characters that jump in and out, like you see them in the background of one book and then they're the main character of the next book. But with this one, it's kind of a bunch of like short anthology like issues that kind of all take place in Sin City. So I thought that was pretty interesting to read. And then Hell and Back, I think, is shaping up to be another story in this universe, but they're all very independent of each other. So that's what I really like. In a lot of ways, I'm sure this comparison's already been made before, but in a lot of ways, this very much reminds me of like Criminal. Obviously I know Sin City came before Criminal, but as far as my reading is concerned, I've read Sin City after I read Criminal, but they both have very similar setups where like there's multiple volumes and they all are in the same universe, but they're not like, they're very tangentially related. They're not like direct sequels to each other. So that's the same thing with this. So I definitely recommend picking it up. I know there's a giant like omnibus of it, but you can easily find all the paperbacks like I did. So yeah, working on finishing that one here. I've officially finished my read through of the Captain America Brubaker stuff. So I did finish Return of the Winter Soldier. I think it was last week, I want to say, like middle of last week, I finished that omnibus. So that was a great run. I really liked that last omnibus. I thought it was a really good bookend to the series, just kind of wrapping up all of the Bucky stuff, and also having Cap kind of be reintroduced into his own book. Or I guess Steve should have mentioned that aspect. But yeah, and currently now I've read the first 2 volumes of Remender's run of Captain America, which honestly I'm not a huge fan of. Maybe it's just the story arc, because basically with this with this story arc by Remender, he Captain America ends up going into Dimension Z, which is run by Arnim Zola, and we get, obviously Arnim Zola showing up again. We get a bunch of new characters. We also get Doughboy, who's come back. So that's a recurring character that Zola has used. I wonder why that character hasn't shown up in the MCU yet. But yeah, I actually sold back the first 2 volumes. I'm probably gonna sell back the rest of them. So I have it all in trade, and I'm probably just gonna sell them because I don't. If I do want to reread this run for some reason, I'll probably just read on Marvel Unlimited. And we're also getting into the era too here where, at least the first 2 volumes, and maybe the next 3 will be the same. But John Romita Jr. is drawing this art, and it's really funny because right now I'm currently reading this, and then also John Romita Jr.'s run on Daredevil, and it's just crazy to see the difference in quality. I mean, like, his Daredevil stuff is just leaps and bounds better than like the characters and stuff you see in the Captain America stuff. Like, his art is just really not stellar in this. I'm not gonna say it's awful, but it's just really blocky and just getting to that point where it's just really, really bad. So yeah, I just think it's funny that I just happened to time everything out to that exact timing. So there's that, which I guess takes me into my last book here that I've been reading, and that is Daredevil Epic Collection: A Touch of Typhoid. So like I said before, great John Romita Jr. art in this book. Really just iconic art here. And this is, I think, really the first Epic Collection where I think we see Anna Senti really get her footing with the storytelling and the characterization. Not to say that she didn't have it with like the previous volume, but I definitely think it hits its stride really well in this volume here. Just, obviously introducing Typhoid Mary as a character in this book. She's such a complex character, and I haven't seen the 3rd season of Daredevil yet, but I don't know if she's been introduced as a character in the shows or movies yet. If not, I definitely think they need to find a way to include her. She's such an intriguing character, and yeah, just some really awesome stuff. I won't spoil it for anyone who hasn't read it, but definitely recommend reading that era of Daredevil. Yeah. And currently now, I didn't write this down, but I'm currently working through the Daredevil Epic Collection Heart of Darkness. So recently just read through the annual, which I think was annual number 5, which was an Atlantis Rising, Atlantis Attacks like tie-in. So it's really not that great. But there are some really good stories in there that aren't really related to that, that come afterwards, and I think those are pretty good. But yeah, all the other stuff that's like related to the event that was going on at the time, I just think that material is completely skippable. I mean, there's one story that has nothing to do with Daredevil, and it's in the annual, so what do I know, right? But yeah, that's what I've been reading. So I know it doesn't really sound like a lot, but it is a good chunk of stuff that I'm trying to knock out here. And like I said, it's just been really hectic here recently. Just, not just the fact that Monica and I got married, but the fact that work has just been really busy too. So, but like I always do, I always try to make time to read during the day, right? So I always like that. But anyways, 7-minute intro aside, we got a bunch of books to get into here, so we'll do this. So I guess a PSA for this, I do this every time I go over these hauls, but yeah, got the majority of this stuff here from Target, so at least once a quarter, and there might be one more for the end of the year here. Target runs these crazy sales on their YouTube, or on their page. Oh, I say YouTube, on their app and their website, obviously, where it's buy 2 get 1 free for all books. Like every single book you could possibly think of, it's on that sale. So naturally, I go crazy because I need to have books. So yeah, I went really ham on Epic Collections this time. I found some compendiums from DC that I really wanted. So we'll go through what I bought there. So yeah, we'll start with those. I alphabetize all the Epic Collections here. I have shit, I have 8 of them because I have no self-control. So there's that. But yeah, we'll go through all these here and I'll show you kind of what I picked up. So first book here is the Avengers Epic Collection, The Evil Reborn. So this collects issues 189 through 209 of Avengers, annual number 10, oof, Marvel Premiere number 55, and material from Tales to Astonish number 12. So this is an epic collection from the David Michelini, and George Perez. You got John Byrne, Gene Colan on here. So a lot of great stuff. This also does have Avengers Annual number 10, which has some crazy stuff. Yeah, if you didn't know, I sneezed. So anyways, really great to get this. This does have the anniversary 200th issue of Avengers. And yeah, this is a gap of material that I just have not read yet. So I really wanted to pick this up, give this a read. You know, a lot of good stuff here. You know, like I said, this is just a gap of my Avengers reading that I have not read yet. And I'm really excited to go back and read this era. So wanted to get that. It's really crazy how expensive epic collections are becoming now. I mean, it's just nuts that they're, you know, $50 cover price. So there's that. All right, next epic collection I picked up here was one I needed to get for my read through of Daredevil. And this was one that again was a little overpriced, and I waited for a good sale and obviously got it for a pretty good sale. And that is Daredevil Fall from Grace. So this collects Daredevil 319 through 332 and annual number 10. And this also has, my little note fell off there. This apparently, I guess, reintroduces Elektra into the Marvel Universe. So yeah, believe it or not, though, I'm actually coming up pretty quickly on this era of Daredevil. You know, I'm at 271, I think, right now with my Daredevil read-through. So this is only, you know, 50 issues, you know, ahead of where I'm at right now. So I wanted to really get this. I don't know why I didn't already have this in my collection, and I really hope I don't. I checked before I bought this, obviously. But for some reason, I have no idea why I didn't have this already. So yeah, I really wanted to get this, and I'm really glad I got that for a decent price there. Next book I got here was actually one of the only few epics here that I bought that was not from Target. I found this at Book Outlet One. So I think I've talked about it before. Book Outlet One's a discount book website that has a graphic novel section, and usually every couple months or so I'll thumb through that and find some pretty good rough finds and pick some stuff up. And one of those this time was Excalibur Epic Collection here, The Battle for Britain. So this collects issues 104 through 115 of Excalibur, as well as number -1, Colossus number 1, New Mutants, Truth or Death numbers 1 through 3, and Kitty Pryde, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. numbers 1 through 3. So it's really funny, actually. I had this on my IST wish list and my Target wish list for a while. Never pulled the trigger on it. And I saw it on a pretty good sale on Book Outlet One, so I kind of jumped on it. This is, I think, my 5th epic collection for Excalibur that I have. I don't know how many I'm gonna collect. I'm not even sure if I'll even keep this. Like, I'll probably read this once and maybe sell it. But you know, really wanted to get in this format, especially, you know, once you get to this point, because, you know, it's kind of hard to figure out the mapping of some of these books just because of all these different issues and stuff in here. So, you know, that was another reason why I wanted to get this, just so I had the right reading order for one of these X books. So really nice to get that. I don't know if I showed off some of the art here, but, you know, this is 96 through 98, so we're kind of getting into the era of like digital rendering of colors and stuff like that, so it's a little bit more modern looking, I guess. You know, a little bit more dimension and a little bit more you know, just depth with some of these colorings and stuff like that. So there's that one. Really great to get that. This next one here is a reprint of a book that I never ended up picking up when it first came out. And the reason for that was this book, I think, came out when I first got back into reading comics. So like, and I wasn't really keen on buying all these epic collections for this team at the time. But obviously this was a gap of reading that I need to get for my read through that's coming up here beginning of next year. And that is Fantastic Four Into the Time Stream. This is Walter and Louise Simonson, Chris Claremont, I want to say George Buckler, Rich Buckler, sorry. And let's see who else. Adams, I don't know. Arthur Adams, duh. But yeah, so wanted to get this. I think this might be the second or third printing of this. But yeah, this collects issues 334 through 346 of Fantastic Four, annual number 23. Material from New Mutants, annual number 6. X-Factor, annual number 5. And X-Men, annual number 14. So a lot of X-Men crossover here. Obviously, I think Walter Simonson drew and wrote this. Yep, so... really nice to get this. Really looking forward to reading some of this. And again, this is the gap of the material. That's actually a pretty cool page there. So yeah, this looks like a lot of fun. Walter Simonson, you really can't go wrong with him. So I have a faith that this will be a very interesting book to read. So really hyped to get this for a good price. That one kind of flew completely under my radar until I saw it, and I'm like, wait, I don't have that one. Let me get that. All right. Next book I got here is for another character that I've been slowly collecting books for, and that is She-Hulk. So this is She-Hulk Volume 6, Epic Collection, To Die and Live in L.A. So this collects Sensational She-Hulk, numbers 51 through 60, Doc Samson, numbers 1 through 4, Incredible Hulk, 441 to 442, Thing and She-Hulk, The Long Night, and material from Marvel Comics Presents numbers 123 through 126, and Incredible Hulk 412. So again, a lot of material covered here. You can see on the back that this collects stuff from 93 through 2002. So this is a real hodgepodge of stuff. I'm assuming this is the very end of the Sensational She-Hulk like original run. So it probably goes up through issue 60, and then all these other stuff is just fill-in material until we get to 2003, which I want to say that's where Dan Slott's run starts. I think that might be around the time that his run started, was 03 or 04, which I did read that run. I ended up selling it actually because it's in like a weird format. So I really enjoyed reading that run. That's probably one of my favorite She-Hulk runs, but really wanted to get this one here to add to the Epic Collection line for She-Hulk, which now I think I have 3 of them. I think there's only been 3 released. So just trying to pick those up when I can. All right, another Epic Collection here I got for another character that I have still not tapped into any of their Epic Collections yet for is Silver Surfer, Sunrise and Moonfall. So this one is represents 98 through 2000. This is volume 14. Collects Silver Surfer numbers 1.5 and numbers 139 through 146. Silver Surfer and Thor Annual 98. Galactus the Destroyer numbers 1 through 6. And Silver Surfer Loftier Than Mortals numbers 1 through 2. So kind of a tail end type of book. I think this also takes it up through the end of, or maybe close to the end of the Silver Surfer run. You know, some really great stuff here. You can see Galactus. So again, like I said, you know, I definitely think this is the very end of this run, because we're getting to 2000, and that's kind of the era where a lot of these books got rebooted. But yeah, this looks really fun. I'm really excited to read this. Like I said, I have a bunch of Silver Surfer books that I can't seem to find on my shelf, but I know they're here somewhere. So yeah, really hyped to get one more to that list there. All right. Another epic to throw onto a giant pile of epics that I have not started yet, but really am itching to start, is another Star Wars volume, and that is Star Wars: The Rebellion Volume 6. So this collects a bunch of stuff. Oh my god, there's so much. That's gonna be fun putting into the spreadsheet later. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff on here that I just don't really want to list off, but you can pause the video and read this if you so desire. But that's everything that's in there. So yeah, this is some really good stuff here. That's kind of funny. Anakin Skywalker. I don't know why he's in this one, but I think it's just maybe a house hat or something. But lots of good stuff. This takes place between episodes 5 and 6, so there's that. And like I said, with the Rebellion right now, I think this is the most recent epic that's come out for it. So the only one I'm still missing is Volume 3 of the Rebellion. And then for the Empire, I'm missing Volume 6. And then for the New Republic, I'm missing Volumes 4 and 5. So kind of a little bit of a hodgepodge, but again, just trying to collect as many of these as I can, because I really like Star Wars, obviously, and I really want to read all this material. I think it's going to be a really fun time to just go through all these different eras of Dark Horse material and read them here. So yeah, really fun to have this in the collection there. All right, and then the last epic I bought here was one that I was very hesitant to get, but just for completionist sake, I wanted to get it. And that is Thor Epic Collection here, The Lost Gods. So this doesn't actually have any Thor like proper issues. It has Journey into Mystery 503 through 513, as well as -1, Valkyrie #1, and Hercules and the Heart of Chaos numbers 1 through 3. So this is 96 through 97, volume 24 of the Epic Collection line, which I'm kind of curious. Yeah, so this comes after World Engine, and I think this may be the last volume of Thor. I don't think there's another classic Epic Collection like this that's going to come out for Thor. But yeah, as I may have talked about a couple years ago on this channel, I did sit down and I read through, at the time, the entirety of my Thor collection. I have since added some books, but yeah, for the most part, I've read almost the entirety of my Thor collection. So really wanted to get this and give this a read at some point. Just some really great art going on here. I think this is going to be a really fun time to read. So there's that. A common trend I think I've found with like a lot of these epics that I picked up here recently is like most of them are like very modern. Like they're at least within the last like 25 to 30 years, which sounds not super modern, but like when you think about like how far these epics go back to collect, even going back to the 60s, like I think I have pretty much most of those now in my collection. So yeah, really nice to get those for a decent price there. All right. So the thumbnail for this video was the book I picked up here, which I actually got in Second & Charles yesterday. I went to Second & Charles with my wife, and we were just looking around. We had some other things we were doing down there in Newark, Delaware. So I dropped some books off to sell, and sure enough, found this book, Friday, book 1 here, by Ed Brubaker, Marcus Martin, and Munsa Vincente, or Vincente maybe. Yeah, so this is, I think, a three-part series. Obviously drawn to this because of Ed Brubaker, and one of the very few books that does not have Sean Phillips on art. So definitely very interesting to read this with a different artist here. But this apparently was an Eisner Award winner for Best Digital Comics, so really hyped to give this a read. And hopefully I can find the second and third volumes at another store at some point. But yeah, really excited to get this for a really good price. So we'll put that on the collection at some point. Hopefully we'll, eventually when Monica and I move somewhere else, I definitely want to set up, I think I'm going to redo my shelving and display them based on publishers, and group them with creators. So like I want to put all my Ed Brubaker stuff together and like all of my Jeff Lemire stuff together, and we'll see. I'm kind of tossing those ideas around, seeing what would be best, but so I think that would be cool to have like different sections of my shelves, like for different like creators and stuff like that. So there's that. Some other books I picked up here from Book Outlet One. Got the graphic novel adaptation of Slaughterhouse-Five by Kurt Vonnegut. So I never read Slaughterhouse-Five in high school or even college. I never actually read it at all. But I remember one of my friends read it for his senior paper. And he said it was really good. So I would say, for me, I think reading the graphic novel version will be just as good, right, to understand. But yeah, I got this. This was pretty cheap on the outlet, on the thing. So I figured I'd give this a read, see what it's like, and we'll go from there. I don't know much about this book, but we'll give it a look. If I would assume it's probably some type of dystopian thing, so really interested to see what that's all about. All right. Next two books here I also got from Target, and it's crazy. These are the same price. These were the same price as the Daredevil Epic Collection that I got. And once I show you how much material is in these, you're going to probably scratch your head as to why that's the case. But yeah, the first one here is Robin, the Tim Drake Compendium 1. So this collects a lot of stuff. This has Batman 455 through 457, 465 through 469, 480, Detective Comics 618 to 621, Robin Volume 1, numbers 1 through 5, Robin 2, The Joker's Wild, numbers 1 through 4, Robin 3, Cry of the Huntress, numbers 1 through 6, Robin Volume 2, numbers 1 through 5, Robin Annual, numbers 1 through 2, Superman Volume 2, number 70, Superman the Man of Steel, number 14, and Stories from Batman 80-Page Giant, number 2, and Showcase 93, numbers 1 through 6, numbers 11 through 12, and that's everything. So this book is massive. This is over 1,000 pages. Chuck Dixon, Alan Grant, just some really great creators on this book. You also have Norm Brayfogle for some of the Batman books. Rest in peace, obviously, to him. But yeah, just some really great stuff that I'm really looking forward to reading here. And I believe I may have read some of this already. I think some of this may be in some of the Nightfall collections. But regardless, I'm really looking forward to reading this. This looks like an absolute treat. And I'm really excited to hopefully get the second volume once they come out with that. So really hyped to get that one. This next one, I also got another compendium from DC, and these books are huge. And that is Nightwing, A Night in Bloodhaven, Compendium 1. So this cover price was $60, and it was on sale for $34. And then obviously with the buy two, get one free, it brought it down to like about $20 for this giant book, which I think was amazing. This collects Nightwing Volume 1, numbers 1 through 4, Nightwing Volume 2, numbers 1 through 25, as well as 1 million. Nightwing Annual number 1, Wizard Presents Nightwing numbers 1.5, Nightwing and Huntress numbers 1 through 4, Green Arrow Volume 2, numbers 134 through 135, Robin Volume 2, number 55, and Detective Comics numbers 723 through 725, and 1 million. So, there's the back, the side, really thick boy here. Again, over 1,000 pages, and just some really great stuff that I'm looking forward to reading here. Like I said, I've never read any of this stuff here, so I'm kind of going in blind, but I'm really looking forward to reading this. This is like an absolute treat. And, like I said, hopefully I can get the volume 2s of these compendiums so I can have the whole story. Just these compendiums alone are going to take up like a whole shelf on my, in my collection here. But I definitely want to read those. I feel like right now I'm definitely going for those bigger collections because I just think they look better on the shelf. And I have a plan for future like storage where I might store like my smaller trades in like drawers, like, you know, clear drawers where I can see them and kind of pull them out and access them. And then store all of my like thicker books on shelves. So we'll see kind of how that works out. You know, it's all depend on space, and obviously I'm trying to sell things as I buy things, so that way I'm not, you know, having too much in my collection here. I kind of want to just thin some stuff out. So there's that. All right. So the next book I got here was another graphic novel adaptation of a book that I did read this one. I read this in junior year of high school. Really enjoyed the book, actually. It's also about a dystopia, and that is George Orwell's 1984. So you can see here the back of that. Got this one in hardcover for a decent price. Such a sad book. The ending's really sad, so if you're into sad stories, I guess read this, but if you're not, definitely something to avoid, I guess. But yeah, all about dystopian stuff, and just a really good story. So I'm really looking forward to revisiting that by reading it in this format. I think that'll be a fun treat there. All right. And then the last book I got here was a treasury edition of a series that I've been collecting in this format. And I don't collect a lot of these, but for this, I definitely wanted to pull out the stops because I think reading these treasury editions are really fun. It's a really unique experience, and I really love doing it. And especially for a group of characters that I really like, I think it's worth the price. And that is X-Men Grand Design, Second Genesis by Ed Piskor, who unfortunately passed away this year due to suicide. So really sad to hear about that. You know, I don't think I knew about it. I don't think I knew about it at the time that I presented the first volume of this that I picked up like earlier this year. But yeah, just really sad, and my heart goes out to the family that was affected to that, to his family, and to anyone else who was affected by that. Just really tragic to hear about that, and you know, I definitely am looking forward to reading this because I heard a lot of great things about this story. So you know, just wanted to. I would be remiss if I didn't mention that here on this. But yeah, really great stuff here. Harkening back to the Second Genesis era of X-Men, right? When they brought back, you know, when they brought back the book and they launched it with all these new characters, and you know, really just took off from there. So I think I need to still find the third volume, which I don't remember what it's called, but yeah, just a really beautiful book, and I'm really excited to read this. So there's that. And 31 minutes, 32 minutes almost later, I am done with my haul for the comics here. So thank you so much for watching, and let's go ahead and get into the Lego, which I have a lot to get through there too. So this is going to be a huge video, so just stay tuned for that. All right, guys, so similar with the comics, I did go a little ham with the Lego, but just because, as I mentioned in the past, you know, this time of year from like October through the end of the year is probably the most optimal time to buy Lego. So like for anyone out there who's looking at sets to buy, they're not sure which ones they want to pick up, or they're waiting for a sale for something, I would definitely wait for this time of year. And even, you know, even though you might have missed these previous sales, I'm sure a lot of these are going to be on sale throughout the rest of this year. So definitely be looking out for those. But yeah, honestly, I didn't really like, you know, like I said, throughout this year, I wasn't really buying a lot of Lego, obviously, because, you know, saving for a wedding and everything like that. But, you know, I did want to go through some of the stuff I've got here. So first off, I did make a trip to the Lego store, and I did purchase, I forget what it was. I think it was like over $50 of like stuff at the Lego store. So they gave me this poly bag, which I already own and already built. So we'll just keep this sealed. It does come with the Malfoy minifigure, which is really nice. And this is from Sorcerer's Stone. So really cool to get that, you know, so that's a nice little pickup there. when I did go to the Lego store, I did pick up 2 sets, which were both BrickHeads. And again, reason being because, you know, can't really get BrickHeads anywhere else besides the Lego store or online. You know, they don't really sell BrickHeads at like Target and Walmart anymore, which kind of suck. But yeah, so I ended up getting the BrickHeads for Up, which include Carl, Russell, and Kevin. So really, really excited to really excited to build this and put this actually right with my Up house that's kind of out of frame there, but you can see the balloons. Yeah, this is really cool. You know, 20 bucks for this 3-pack I think is a really nice deal, and really excited to build this. You can see them on the side there. So a lot of nice accessories for the characters, right? Carl has a nice, like, you know, printed piece on there, and yeah, just a lot of good stuff. Russell has like all those little accessories on his backpack. So I think really cool build here. I think this is a really nice BrickHead they rolled out for this year. Sticking with BrickHeads for a second, I also picked up this one. I always love like the bigger packs of BrickHeads. I think they're just a much better value, and you get such a great combination of stuff. And this one was for Harry Potter, and one of these in particular just really blew me away with the design. That's really why I wanted to get it. And that is the Harry Potter Prisoner of Azkaban figures. So I'm pretty sure you might be able to tell which one that is, and that is definitely the Stag Patronus. Just an amazing BrickHead there. The Dementor is a close second, I'm not gonna lie. But all of these are just awesome, right? You have Hermione with the Time Turner. I think that's what it is. And then you have Harry with his wand and the little blood stain. I think that's pretty cool. And then obviously Sirius Black. Yeah, this is a really nice BrickHead set. I just love all the Harry Potter ones. And because I think last year I bought the Professor's 4-pack. So that one was really fun. That came with Snape, Moody. I forget what her name is. Oh, I forget what her name is. This came with Snape, Moody, McGonagall, and I forget what the one other professor's name was. So yeah, there's that. But really excited to get this for a good price. Picked this one up yesterday at the Lego store in Newark, Delaware. This was a holiday set. You know, they have some holiday sets that have come out this year. The poinsettia is 50 bucks, and then the new wreath is $100, which is really expensive in my opinion. So I'm definitely gonna pass on that for now. I'm not paying $100 for a wreath. May try to get that poinsettia at some point, but I mean, I just have so many Christmas sets now that it's like I just don't. I need to really harken it. I really need to like rake it back a little bit. I think I'm trying to just keep it, you know, restrained there. But this one here that I picked up was Santa's delivery truck. This one was kind of interesting, nice little car build. Comes with an elf, which I think was a nice, cool touch, and I love that car design. I think it's really nice. So, yeah, this will be fun. This it's funny. This kind of reminds me a little bit of like the car that you see in the beginning of Santa Claus is Coming to Town. I think that's what it is. I can't remember. It's one of those like claymation like specials that used to show on TV. So yeah, really hyped to get this for. I think this is only like 20 bucks. So that was a nice deal, I thought. All right, sticking with Harry Potter for a second. I got this set for 30 bucks from Target because they were running a sale. This set was originally 20% off, and then they took another 30% off of that. So I got it for like 30 bucks. And that is the Expecto Patronum set. So you might be looking at this and saying, well, Dan, you already have this. Why did you buy another one? Well, I do have this. I built this Stag Patronus, but now I also do want to build the Wolf Patronus for Lupin. So, you know, this looks really cool. My plan is to hopefully display both of these together in some way, but yeah, I wanted to get this for this alternate build, which, you know, with Lego nowadays, it is pretty rare that we see like alternate builds like this without it actually being like a 3-in-1 set. So I really wanted to get this for that, from that sense. So really cool to get that, and I'm really excited to give this a build at some point. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put these back into this box here, because I have to do a lot of organizing after this, and it's going to be a pain if I don't do that. All right. So we'll just keep moving along here. Next set I got here, I got this from Big Lots, or not Big Lots, BJ's. I have a BJ's membership, and I got this for 20% off there. And I figured this would go really nice with some of my space sets that I have in my collection. I have the shuttle, the lunar lander, and now I have this one, which is the astronaut creator 3-in-1 set. So speaking of 3-in-1 sets, here you go. This one really appealed to me. I don't really buy a lot of 3-in-1 sets, but this having a stand included really piqued my interest. You know, having the astronaut kind of angled like that, I thought was really cool. And definitely gonna build that probably sometime soon. But yeah, you know, a lot of 3-in-1 sets here these days I easily skip, but some of the ones they've been making recently, man, have been really good. I mean, I haven't picked up a lot of them, but you know, some of them are really good. Like if you're looking for like a gift for somebody, like, and you don't want to spend a lot of money, but you want to get them like a nice gift, like something that, and they like Lego, 3-in-1 sets are like the go-to, right? There's no minifigures, so it's a lot cheaper usually, and yeah, this is gonna be really fun to build. I actually might try to build one of these tonight, actually, because I have a bunch of them to build. So all right, next set I got here, I got this on Amazon for 20% off. So this set came out this year, and I'm very glad I waited, because I was not spending the full price for this, and I'm glad I got this for 20% off. And that is the Boarding the Tantive 4 diorama set. So this set's great. Comes with 2 Rebel Fleet Troopers, comes with Captain Antilles, comes with the 2 Stormtroopers and Vader, as well as ARC Trooper 5s, which I think is a really great inclusion there. I know a lot of people have bitched about the helmet, you know, not being accurate. But overall, though, this build is just awesome. I love, you know, this is one of those scenes from Star Wars that just is so iconic, and we never really got a play set of it, really. So to get it here in 2024, I think is a really cool inclusion. And yeah, also it's nice to get some updated, you know, Rebel Troopers. I think that's really cool. So this will be another fun build, and I definitely plan on putting this in a case or something, because I think it's just that iconic that it needs something like that. So yeah, really cool to see this. A lot of these like Star Wars sets are going on sale now on Amazon and Target, so I would definitely check those if you're looking for something there. All right, and the last set here was a big boy. So for this set, it's been out for I think over a year now, and when I initially saw the price, I didn't think it was too bad of a price, but I still couldn't bring myself to pay that for what it was. So sure enough, I waited, and then a couple of days before our wedding, it went on sale for 20% off. And it's funny because me and my friend Ed both really like Lego, and we both were waiting for the set to go on sale. And sure enough, when it went on sale, I sent him the link right away. He actually bought it before I had a chance to buy my copy. So yeah, both of us have this set, and we're both really looking forward to building it. But I think both of us have the same problem where we don't have enough space right now in our setup, so we're gonna have to wait to find some space first, I guess, before we build this. And that set is the mini scale, or MIDI scale, whatever you want to call it, Hogwarts Castle and Grounds. So yeah, obviously I'm too poor to afford the $400 version of this, right? That's minifigure scale. But this is a much better alternative, right? So I got this for like $130, I want to say. So 20% off was pretty good there. This set's awesome, right? It comes with the ship from Durmstrang, I think it is. I think that's what it is. But it's basically, it also comes with the carriage, also from Goblet of Fire as well. So really great stuff. You get like the Hogwarts professor. I don't know who that is, but just some awesome detail here. This is just gonna be such a fun build. I can't wait to build this, honestly. But I think for me, this is probably gonna wait until Monica and I move into a new place to build, because I just don't have space for it right now, and this will be honestly harder to transport built than it will if I keep it in this box. So there's that. I can tell you one thing, this box is way bigger than I thought it was going to be, and it's way heavier than I thought it was going to be. So for anyone who's thinking about picking one of these up, just keep that in mind. But yeah, as of this recording, I think it's still on sale online. And I would definitely recommend getting it now. I don't know how much longer this is going to be in stock. I would imagine I'm imagining that's probably going to get another year's worth of time. I don't think it's retiring at the end of this year, but I don't see how it's going to drop lower than 20%. So I would say recommend getting it now if you're interested. But yeah, that is my Lego haul, guys. A lot of good stuff. Really excited to build most of this. Well, I'm excited to build all of it, right? But I'm not going to probably build most of it soon here. But yeah, that is my Lego haul here. So let's go in and get into the outro for this video. All right, guys. So again, thank you so much for watching this haul. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know it was a very long haul, probably one of the longest ones I've had on my channel here. But yeah, a lot of good stuff. Really looking forward to reading and building all the stuff here. And yeah, like I said, I think I'm good for a while here. I think I'm gonna probably go and just enjoy all the stuff I have right now, and probably wait a couple months until I look for something again, because it's just, like I said, right, this time of year is always crazy because there's so many great deals. And all I can say is definitely just keep your eyes out there for anything you might be interested in, because odds are there's probably a sale for it somewhere. So until next time, guys, I'll see you on the flip side, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. So see you next time. Peace.